our tour. Hi, so I should start now, yeah? Okay, so make my voice better for them. Okay, okay. So Maria, you'll be the sender, yeah? So you just choose and pick the images. Yeah. So we got a full technical crew here. We have Maria on the video switcher. We have Robert Dunn on camera. We have a whole lighting crew. We have a whole audio crew. We have floor directors. We have technical support. This is being transmitted from the Studio of Creative Inquiry at Carnegie Mellon University in the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, for those of you who perhaps might not be familiar with who I am, my name is Carl Leffler. I live in San Francisco, California, on the Pacific Ocean coast. And I am executive director of an organization which is named ArtComm, which stands for Art and Communication, and specifically new communication technologies. Our major interests at this point, and what we'll talk about here today, is connectivity, meaning how to make global connections around the world, interactive global connections around the world using computer networks. When we think of connectivity as an art form, what it is that we begin to consider is very much what Lowry Burgess mentioned, and that is the distinction between different types of spaces for art and activity, yeah? And I would like to briefly talk about distinctions between those art spaces that are traditional and those art spaces which are different, which we might call virtual. What we are doing here today over this video telephone is virtual reality. We are participating in a virtual experience, yeah? I'm very interested in the whole concept and exploration and application of virtuality, virtualness. How virtual can we become in art? Let's begin to explore that as a frontier. And I think what we can begin to talk about is museums and galleries and artist facilities which reside in virtual space, the virtual art space. Again, this is different than what we might call the traditional art space. The traditional art space begins with the concept of the container as space and place. In other words, a museo is a traditional art space. You must go to this museum. You go into the galleries. The gallery has a floor, it has a ceiling, it has 4 walls. This is a container. The art which is in there is contained. It's separate from a publica, yeah? The public must go to see this. The virtual art space is not about a container. It's about a network of systems as space and place. The traditional art space, the museo, in order to see art at such a facility, you must go there. So you, as a public, must travel in space and time in order to participate in art. I think of this as sort of like a truck driver mentality, you know, things being moved in the sense of cameras. The virtual art space, much like this videophone, travels in its own space and time. My video image is being transmitted to Brazil. My virtual presence is brought to you through electronic technology. This is virtual reality. This is a virtual art space. The traditional art space presents static and non-participatory experience. People stand in front of paintings and look at them. Museum guards tell you, do not touch the paintings. Do not bring food or drinks into the gallery. This is a very static, non-interactive sense of experiencing art. The virtual art space is, oh, that's a nice shot. The virtual art space is interactive and points toward its own interactivity. What we're doing today is interacting, going back and forth, and back and forth, and interacting, and interacting, and interacting. This is an active, virtual, participatory space. And another very, very important point is the traditional art space is about singular authorship. The individual as genius. Say, the genius of Pablo Picasso, for example, as singular author of all of his works. Today, we are participating in a virtual experience. We're doing this together. We collectively are making an artistic experience in a virtual way. This is about shared authorship and shared interactivity, yeah? And a point which Lowry Burgess touched upon, which is very, very, very important, is that the traditional art space, the museums and the gallery structure, is not so much about aesthetics and the human condition. It's about money. It's about dinero. It's about the art market. And supports the vertical commodification of art and keeps art separate from the human experience. How many people in the audience there today has a Pablo Picasso in their home, huh? That's the case in point. How many of you could have this video image in your home or talk to me in a virtual space such as the telephone? Many of you could. This is something which I'm very interested in. So the virtual art space is not about the information market. It's not about dinero. It's about human experience, the exchange of the heart, the exchange of the human condition. And it's about horizontal movements of human energy and resources. And it's not at all about commodities. The traditional art space is funded by a network of art grants and patrons and collectors of art. I recently read where in Japan, an individual there who bought 2 paintings by Vincent van Gogh, and he says, these are my paintings now. When he dies, when he becomes morto, what he wants to do is to have these paintings in his grave. He wants to be buried with his Vincent van Goghs. This again is about the appalling nature of art becoming ever increasingly less involved with the public and more involved with private patronage. The virtual art space is a public space. It's a participatory space. And is not funded by grants and patrons and the art market, but is a network of information users and disseminators. The traditional art space, again, reinforces the art market. The reason why paintings are in galleries and works of art are in galleries is to add value, is to make them ever increasing a vertical commodity, and brings prominence to the privatization of who owns these works. They're not truly public if they're in museums. The virtual art space looks to the information entertainment market as a beginning and a gateway out into the world of human experience. And last, the traditional art space is governed by elitism. The virtual art space is governed by the publica, its popular space, its popular energy. So these are some points which I wanted to mention today. Are you still there, Artur? Oh, that's good. That's a nice image, huh? Yes. Okay. So, echo. Let's see. So what I will do now is go to an illustration board and talk about our communication network. Is this okay? Okay, so I'm going to move here and go to another location. Oh, well, wait a minute. Here's Maria, yeah?
What he
Is it
wants to
important?
talk.
Okay. Do we
Why
need to
he
hear
wants-
what Artur is saying at all?
Ah,
Oh, we can't hear what he says.
Only if you use the speaker.
No, he's offline altogether because it makes...
okay, so.
Fine.
Okay, yeah.
We're ready.
Okay, so I'm ready, yeah? Okay. So, we see this here. We should zoom in on that and capture that as an image. Alt-Arcom. Can we do that? Yeah. Alt-Arcom. This is what we'll talk about. And this is now becoming our virtual space. It's a global communication network, which now has map distribution all the way from Europe, throughout North America, Japan, Australia, and we're working very, very, very hard to bring this network to people in Brazil and throughout South America. I'm very happy to say that here at the Studio for Creative Inquiry, that Maria and I and Robert Dunn have carried on very extensive conversations about Alt-Arcom and the availability of this free grassroots network into Sao Paulo and Brazil. Just to draw the map further, here is, this is the USA. This is one point of entry for me. This is San Francisco. Here we have Canada. Okay. Here we have Europe. Here we have England. Here we have Ireland. Great technical support. Here we have Japan. Here we have, would you like these drawings? Here we have Australia. And right now we can map our distribution, which goes all over the US, into Europe, all the way up into Norway, to Ireland, to England, throughout all of Canada, into Japan, throughout Japan, and from San Francisco all the way across the Pacific Ocean to Australia. And here is a very important goal. where you are, SP, yeah? That's right. And you notice there's no dotted lines that are carrying us down there. So, again, one of our primary missions is to make a communication line, communicazione, to Sao Paulo from this communication grid. Another goal, in November, I will go to the country of Korea. And at that point then, our signal will hop from Japan to Korea. And jump from Korea to Southeast Asia. So if we draw back and see this as a whole, and see this whole bigger global picture, let Robert get a wide angle shot here of everything. Yeah, okay. That's all ArtCom. That's a grassroots, free, computer-based network which has map distribution throughout the world. It's available for anyone in all of these countries to receive and exchange information with, cultural information, on a free basis throughout the world as we've mapped. This is a gallery. This is a virtual gallery. This is a virtual space. And here, the very primary point where we want to be, right here, where you are. And we'd like to ask your help, Artur, and people in the audience, and Billson, to help us make these links so that Sao Paulo and Brazil and other centers in South America, Central America, and Mexico can be part of this global communication system. Again, what we're talking about is a virtual art space, a place for people throughout all of the world to receive and exchange information, to exchange artworks over communication systems, to be able to exchange poetry, to be able to exchange creative writing, and to further come to know and understand each other, to, in our own way, begin to improve as best we can the human condition on our planet. That's what the goal and purpose of such a network like this is. And I hope you'll join in with us and make this a reality for you and in your part of the world. Okay, do we have a question there, Artur? Or? Hello? Yes? Okay. Okay, they're going to send some images from the people here and give us some questions, they said. For me? Who is it? Yeah, I'll just take it really quick.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back.
No.
How do we record audio?
Yeah. To imagine. Arthur. Arthur. Sou eu agora. O Cal foi atender o telefone. Tudo bem? Você gostou? Você entendeu tudo? Ah, é. O Robert tava fazendo close. Foi legal. Foi bem rico visualmente. He says it's very rich visual. Como assim? Ah, vocês vão mandar? Tá bom. Pode mandar.
Okay.
Pode mandar. Ok. O Cal vai falar de novo com você.
Sorry, it's Lowry. Yeah.
Okay, Cal, he's going to continue to talk to you, and he wants to send some.
Yeah, okay, so you're going to send us images, yeah?
Get his audio.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So you have questions? Yeah.
Robert, let me say something.
Yeah.
I totally forget the hour for doing it on the telephone with the video and let's do the okay. Or how can I repeat?
Ah, yes. Well, there's a number of artists, of course. Okay, I'll respond. Okay, so the question is, with regard to virtual art spaces, which artists would I mention that are producing work that we can point to as saying, yes, these are examples. Even here at Carnegie Mellon, one very, very important artist is Bruce Breland and the DAX group, the Digital Art Exchange group. With Bruce and the DAX group, we're talking about artistic activity which is going on 3 decades now of duration and experimentation in this type of work. Other artists is Roy Ascot, who is in the country of England. And he has produced a vast number of global exchange groups. And in general, with the artists that I'm mentioning here, what it is that they do is set up a window for participation, a window of interaction, and create a project basis that invites the world to interact with. Bob Adrian is another artist, a very important artist, formerly Canadian. He now resides in Vienna, Austria. And something which he set up is what is called Artbox, which is on a Canadian communication system called IP Sharp. And with that, that was one of the first ongoing durational computer-based networks for contemporary art. With regard to using satellites, there's artists like Namjoon Paik, who makes very vast global contemporary artworks, which are participatory and have titles like Global Groove and invite input from video artists and musicians and cultural producers from all over the world. And so there's many, many, many examples of artists that we can point to. And of course, one publication which I just authored is called Connectivity. It's a special issue of Leonardo magazine, and it's very much about the artistic work which investigates this arena of virtual space. So, do you have another question, Artur? Hi. I understand. Right. But don't use technology.
No. I'm floating.
Well, the early correspondence artists, for example, who used the postal art, the mail art artists. They were very much about networking. And they would use terms like the eternal network, for example. And thought of themselves as communication artists and would send postcards to each other. One of the first correspondence artists is Marcel Duchamp, who created many, many artworks by sending postcards throughout the world. So when we talk about virtuality, what we're also talking about is decentralization. The perspective of the Renaissance channeled the imagination into a vanishing point which didn't exist. It was ephemeral. And so what we're doing now is piercing that pictorial plane and coming back out of the vector through the other side. So we're taking the vanishing point and turning it around, and we are now points of departure out into the world, rather than the world coming into a point of introspection. Yeah? Hi. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Does Lowry want to? I mean,
Robert? Brian?
Yeah. Does he want to say something? Yeah.
But he's with the Japanese guitarist.
Oh, no? Okay. Oh, hello. See. Okay.
He's with the Japanese.
Oh.
After you can talk about using it
Yeah.
if you want.
No, sorry. Thank you so much. Bye. Nice to see you. Yes. And Argentina, the artists of Argentina have been very, very active in correspondence art. Yes. Yeah, Padin, for example. Clemente Padin. See. Yeah? Yes, George Glusberg, of course. Is he there? Uh-huh. Awesome. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. And here's Maria. You talk with her again. Okay. Okay.
Alô? Tudo bem, Arthur? Foi ótimo, né? Tô com duas linhas, é tão mais legal, né? Ai, nem fala, viu? E... Ah, não, eu tenho que buscar meu ticket agora, porque eles iam mandar pelo boy, mas como eu não tenho muito tempo, eu tenho medo de que não chegue aqui. Não dá, vamos terminar, porque seria legal tudo, mas se eu não for ver o ticket agora, a mulher sai dela às 5 horas. Esquece, muita confusão. Funcionou com duas linhas, tão legal, né? Então, eu tô tentando mandar aí, mas não tá... É legal, não, mas é legal que manda bastante. Tá bom então, Arthur. Tô mandando aqui minha. Viu, Roberto? We are finished. Ah, o Milton. Fala um beijão pro Milton. Viu? Fala pro Milton que eu mandei um beijão. Aqui, ó. Ah! Ah, é porque eu tô falando em português, né? Todo mundo entende português. Ah, eu já tô mandando, mas o... Ah, tô mandando de volta o Milton. Ah, eu tenho que mandar... Como que eu tenho que mexer aqui? Calma aí. Pronto, agora eu vou mandar. Because we have these lights here near, the face is dark. Viu? Tá bom, você gostou então? Viu? Como que vai fazer então? Mais tarde eu falo com você. Ah, esqueci. Viu? Mais tarde eu falo com você dessas conferências de amanhã aí. Tá? Não, eu não achei ele ainda. Ah, vai ter uma aula? Tá bom. Já chegou a minha cara aí? Tá. Só tá eu e ele aqui. Viu? O Robert Dunn pôs o negócio da telestesia num disco pequenininho compressado. E o Robert Rogers foi lá tentar imprimir. O povo aqui tenta fazer tudo por você, viu? Viu? Então tá bom. Vamos falar tchau. Viu? Eu vou te ligar, porque olha, eu tenho às 8 horas um encontro com a Dayana para passar aquele programa lá no vídeo. Às 10 horas eu tenho, às 8 horas. Vou demorar lá, porque é comprido. Eu vou te ligar, acho que umas, sei lá, 10 horas aqui ou 9 horas aqui. Você vai estar em casa? Acho que é melhor eu te ligar amanhã, viu? Eu ligo amanhã, porque aí eu já falo direito o negócio do ticket, tudo, já tô com a cabeça mais... Eu venho aqui no estúdio e ligo pra você. Tá? Não sei que horas. Eu ligo ou pro... chegou, eu vou buscar. Eu ligou pra Bienal. Tá? Então tá. Então um beijinho. Tá tudo bem com você? Então tá, você gostou da videoconferência? Tá. Tá bom, eu ligo quando for meia-noite aqui. Tá? Meia-noite... Tá, 1 hora aí eu tô mandando. Tá. Tá. Ah, obrigada, Otávio. Você tá melhor? Então tá bom. Então um beijão. Hoje eu tô feia, não passei rímel, não deu tempo. Ah, eu tô feia. Eu vim voando, a Dayana atrasou um pouco, eu tive que passar no banco. Cheguei aqui, o Laura já tava quase chegando. Olha a minha cara de desespero. Desespero. Viu? Você pegou minha cara de desespero? Tchau, acho que nós estamos gastando muito dinheiro, tá? Fica com Deus. Tchau, beijão. Ah, tô vendo você. Tchau, Otávio. Eu tô feia hoje, eu não passei rima, não deu tempo, muita correria. Ah. Tá, um beijão. Ah, então tá bom. Mas mesmo assim o Arthur não quer mais fazer com... Não, mas o Arthur não quer mais fazer...
world peace is the answer to a question. Uptight. These are all uptight right in front of Bob's
Club, you mean tight shots?
tight. Arthur!
Pomona?
You want me to move this way, Robert?
Arthur! Tudo bem? Tudo bem também. Tá tudo pronto aqui, tá? Alô? Arthur? Why this happened? Arthur? Arthur? Ah, mas você some. Eu penso que você não tá mais aí. Que esquisito. Você mexeu no telefone? Por que a gente não liga no outro? Sempre é tão bom a ligação. Ah, tá. Porque ontem e hoje que tá ruim. Os outros dias estava tão bom. Tá. Sabe o que parece? Você põe a mão no fone. Você põe a mão pra não ouvir o barulho da Bienal? Então, não põe então. Vamos ver o que acontece. Tira a mão. Arthur. Viu? Nós vamos começar então.
That's a long
Tá.
extension cord on you. That can go anywhere.
He asked me 1 minute.
They can't go left at all. Right.
Quê? O que você falou? He's mad because I'm late. Quê? Oi? Quem tá falando? Fala. Quem que tá falando? Oh, Glória, tudo bem? Ah, que gostoso você tá aí. Oba! Ó, depois da performance, daí você manda uma imagem da minha mãe, tá? E uma sua. Não? Vocês já estão mandando? Não, Glorinha. Glória. Pra teste, tá? He wants one image for test.
Okay.
Any image. My mother is there. Why you don't? Why?
We get it? Ask him if he got it.
My center
No,
right
he
where-
sent it to us.
Oh, he's saying to us.
Ah, no, we sent to him. Arthur, você pegou? Pode. Speak in English for everybody understand. Silenciosa. Você acha que eu vou ligar pra você de 5 minutos? Tá bom, 5 minutos, 10 minutos? Tá, 5, tá bom. He asks 5 minutes because he wants to invite the people he's around to come in. He said, you are very silencious. Silence. I said, oh, 5.
So you do the sentence.
How loud is that?
Oh, Matheus, I don't allow you to do that. Be careful. Did you do that? Arthur, tudo bem? Já vai começar?
Pode começar.
Viu? Deixa eu te explicar. Phil vai fazer a performance dele. Depois ele vai dar um break para perguntas. Depois ele vai responder as perguntas. Depois ele vai terminar com imagens. Então eu perguntei para ele se ele quer que faz esse break separado, a gente desliga e liga de novo. Mas ele falou que não, que ele prefere que você mesmo faça perguntas ou outra pessoa, mas que vai direto. Phil, talk with him.
This is Artur.
He says for them it's better if you break in the middle.
Let me say, Artur. Hi. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something for about maybe 2 minutes, okay? And we're going to open up the middle for questions. And I have visual answers to any questions that you have. Now, you can maybe start the audience off if you would pose a question to me or get it going. And I think we should have about maybe 5 or 6 questions. And then we have a way of closing the piece here as well, after the dialogue session. Does that make any sense? Okay? Yeah, we're about ready to go here if you are. Okay, we'll hold.
Arthur? Oi, Glória. Tudo bem? Cadê o Arthur? Viu?
Don't hurry and let him take as long as he needs.
O som tá indo pra todo mundo aí ou só no telefone? Ah, tá bom. Então tá, o Phil vai começar. Tá.
Okay, Phil, you're on your marks.
I'm on my marks.
Back up on them.
Back up.
Now come forward a little bit. Now you're on them.
So we're going to wait about a minute. Is that it? Oh, we can start?
Yeah.
Okay, that's sending, right?
Make sure you look here.
We are sending already. We are sending.
Yep. This is the next shot screen. Okay, you got it? Is that sending?
Next shot? Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna do 2 here. Full one.
Close up?
No, just get a full shot and then a close up. Hold on.
Okay.
We'll get that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Now you
now-
want to get a real nice
Hold
close
on.
up?
Hold on. Back up a little bit. Okay. That's it. That's. See what it is.
How's that?
Good? Send it.
Gone.
No rush, Phil.
Yeah, this will happen.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Don't forget to look up here once in a while. Good. Like a halfway shot.
Okay. Just leave it like something like this. It's a good animation. Okay. Now, it's a feet shot. A feet shot, please.
You like that?
Yeah. Marcia, get ready with the tunic here. Next feet shot. Okay.
Okay.
Close up with the feet. Tunic.
Don't rush. Just shoot it in between shot.
Tunic.
Yeah, don't worry. They're
You got one?
moving right along.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's too loud there.
That's a good one. Hold it.
Good. Bro?
can't.
Drop the, yeah, that's better.
Okay,
It's okay.
I don't get the
Okay, got it? So it crops differently over here.
On all of them.
So leave yourself a little more room at the bottom. That's great. Got it. Okay, let's see. Got it? Got it?
Artur? Now we open up the question.
Very good. Ask questions.
Artur?
Sei lá,
Artur? Artur? He's sending us back, maybe?
maybe no barulho.
I sent this to him.
Arthur! No barulho do telefone. They need to...
Sorry.
They'll see these.
Ah, say this. Say some silent and pick the telephone or alguma coisa. Send some image for them. Arthur! Oi, Clara.
Artur,
Viu? Agora a gente quer perguntas.
tell him to ask a question.
Ask questions, please.
Don't forget to look here.
Glória,
Oh, wait, okay, now you can ask, tell me.
Go
Arthur.
ahead.
Zoom. You want me to come
Glória.
closer?
What do you want? Just the picture?
Viu? Agora a gente
Yeah.
quer algumas
Me and the
perguntas. Fala
little
pro
bit.
Arthur fazer alguma pergunta.
Closer in the picture.
Oi. Sou eu.
He's not sending it.
Faz agora a pergunta. Ah, você quer a pergunta aí com imagem?
Oh, I can send pictures at the same time.
Faz a pergunta.
He's supposed to ask a question. What does he say?
Oh, speak in English, né?
Speak English, Artur. Ask me a question. I'll give you a visual answer. Make it a hard question.
You say that the use on the cartridge should rapidly lead. So I want to know who should lead today. So our thoughts and ideas should follow who?
What's the new paradigm, he's asking?
Do you want... Hold on. Just that?
Yep.
Both scientists paradigm.
Let him continue, and then we'll send this.
You understand?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here comes your answer, Artur.
This is the answer.
Next answer?
Next question, Artur.
Next question, Arthur.
Wait. Let's set it up.
Arthur? Next question, please. Veio. This is the answer.
What is
He
this?
said?
What is the question? What is the answer? Arthur, outra pergunta agora. Faz parte da
I
performance
need it a little bit
isso.
more side down.
He's trying to send us an image.
He's staying kind of frustrated
see
with the
that.
response.
Is he?
Because
He's mad.
no, you expect a response, Cartesian response.
Well, he's got no sound.
Arthur,
You have to back up. Back up a little.
Another question.
okay.
Why equals Newton on the card?
Why
Why
new?
equals on the card?
You understand? Why
equals?
you put...
Why do I pick them?
Yeah.
Why do I pick them? Because of this.
Wait.
Here's your answer, Artur.
So nice.
I can get a better frame. Don't get that in the background.
The answer is coming.
Better. Good.
Is that it?
Send. Next question, Artur.
Arthur. Impossible.
Get it again.
Arthur. Next question. Faz parte da performance. Next question.
Então, olha, uma pergunta da audiência.
Ask an easy question this time, Artur, anything.
Electronic art.
I took it off back, bro.
Do you want me to move in closer?
No.
Did you
hold on.
understand that question?
Can you see what they are?
Yeah, you can't see what that is at all.
Macro?
So here's the question.
That's better.
The answer.
He said won't focus that close.
Can't get it.
Does it have macro?
Yeah, I just pushed it.
Mine.
That's good.
That's really good
Yeah,
right there.
send because if it's
Should
here.
use that for the bird.
You got it.
Fingertips are fine.
Send.
Good.
That's great.
Viu?
That really.
This is a tougher one.
I think you have a bad connection.
Tell him I'll just keep sending him some answers if he doesn't have a question.
Is there another question?
Arthur, tem uma outra pergunta? Tem uma outra pergunta?
Não, a outra pergunta é daqui, né?
Tá, nós já mandamos uma resposta. Já mandamos uma resposta. É lógico, faz parte da performance.
Tem a ver com os artistas.
Tá. What does São Francisco have in common with the artists of...
Perfect. Give him this one.
Ready?
Hold it.
Let's go. Yeah, it's going right.
Center. Okay.
Okay. Let's send
He said for
down.
me,
Let's send
nobody
down Robert
understands
Lepper.
the answers. I say, this is belongs to the performance. Arthur? Arthur? Arthur?
Oh.
Oi, a última. Is the last one?
No, one more.
A penúltima pergunta.
Olha,
Ah,
quer perguntar? Onde você... Alô?
oi,
We have more if they want to send, if we want to just keep sending a piece.
fala.
Did you send that?
No.
Fala, Arthur.
Which believes that he is a reincarnation of St. Francis of Assisi.
Perfect.
Ready? Here's the answer.
Here's the answer.
Vai a resposta.
Great.
What about your
Arthur não
book
pegou o
images?
espírito da coisa.
Which?
Book images. The
Do
deck
we want
image.
to, we should talk to Artur now. Do we want to just continue and show people that are here and continue sending images and send them all our pictures?
Okay.
We're rolling.
Okay, send picture to me, your book,
Yeah,
and
send
after the people.
Us. We'll send a complete piece.
Arthur, now, nós vamos mandar mais umas imagens, o Phil vai mandar mais umas imagens do livro dele. Depois nós vamos mandar umas imagens do pessoal aqui. E depois nós vamos abrir para você mandar umas imagens daí, tá? Não esquece que eu quero ver minha mãe.
What am I doing wrong?
Hold on.
Good one. Ah, great.
That's not.
Tá indo as imagens.
Move. Okay.
Okay.
Send.
You want one or two?
Which one do you have?
Right?
That's nice right there.
Good. Get this side.
Have to focus it.
Did you send that?
Yeah, next. Sorry.
It's too damn dark.
Yeah.
No.
Come this way, Robert, with your camera so we can get the light from the room.
There.
Okay.
All right.
That's really bright.
When we send
gotta-
this in,
You have to move it forward. Just tip it forward like that.
Better? Good. Good.
So this is a happy
They
crew,
get the
right?
image in color?
They get it in black and white, I believe.
Look at those.
There, that's all. That's
Really
great.
nice.
That's great. Who's that?
That's St. Clair. That's St. Francis's girlfriend.
Santa. Santa Clara.
She's the patron saint of television. Wonderful. Now, we need your image to follow.
What do we
Tight on your face, just like a saint. Good. Jimmy.
Just like a saint.
Yeah. Who wants to go next? Jimmy's next.
Bill, come on.
Bill.
Come on.
Bill's not a saint. Good. Maria.
Can you get our hands in there?
Want to hold the compassion?
Great.
You can do anything you want.
Shadow on the face. That's better.
We should do 3/4.
Hold this.
What about her eye? Her right eye. Okay, there.
Good.
Robert, come here.
Robert.
Comes here.
Matthew, take this. What do I do? Good. Send.
Pomona, come.
No.
Ah, it's tired.
We got everybody that's here? Mateus.
Ah, Mateo. That's great, Mateo.
I like
Am
it.
I sent?
Now, group shot.
Kelly,
Ah, no.
Let's get a
are you taking off?
shot of that.
Okay,
It's camera's too high. Or
there.
But
Background.
you can
I am
send
back
another
now.
one.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you can send another one because I
That's
want to-
nice.
that's all right.
That's fine.
You prefer
Closer to
that?
what you
Now,
want.
people in front, everybody who would like to. Should be group shot.
Oh,
Wait.
we
The
are
camera's going. Bob, we'll take yours. You take the shot, Bob, and then you and I will take ours.
Very Robert here.